The web has made it very easy for people to download music, share information, and of course, some of our favorites borrow photographs occasionally and other things. Well, this short video is simply about copyright, trademark, and cyber plagiarism. And I know you know where I'm going with this, and you don't obviously want to be using anything that's been copyrighted. I think the biggest offenders out there, and frankly, I've done it myself, and I've slapped my little hand about this, is borrowing photographs and using them. But I have a friend, actually I have two friends, who spend a considerable amount of time on the internet, and what they do is they go off searching stock photo agencies looking for their copyrighted artwork. And I know one of my friends, and she may be listening to this someday, who has done quite well for herself by getting companies to cough up the money she's owed for the use of her copyrighted images. So there's a lot of people out there who are looking on people's sites, your site, your company's site, for photographs and other copyrighted trademark imagery, graphics, and more. Many years ago, I worked for Disney Consumer Products, and I had a conversation with a guy, and he mentioned to me that Disney has a room full of internet snooping lawyers, and all they do is look all over the world for copyright infringement of Mickey Mouse. So it is no laughing matter. You know, I crack myself up sometimes sitting here recording this information for you, but it is not a laughing matter. You don't want to get a registered letter in the mail by a lawyer that says cease and desist and that you've got copyrighted information. Now, having said that, where am I going with this? You don't want registered trademarks. You don't want copyrighted names or brand names or company names in your page titles, in your meta tags, on your page whatsoever, unless you have permission to use them. And I think most companies and affiliate relationships spell out very clearly how and why and what and where you can use these kinds of things, especially trademarks and graphics. Having said that, there is another area that people don't know that much about, and that is plagiarism. And plagiarism simply means that you've, taken some original content and you've copied some writing somewhere. And writing is, in fact, copyrighted. So this is a tool in the SEO toolset of Bruce Clay's, but this is not the only one. I think there must be 100 of these kinds of tools on the web like this one, and a lot of people use this. So if you want to find plagiarism, and I put my own website in here, and I have no idea what's going to happen with this Copyscape search. This is a relationship Bruce has with somebody, but it's scanning the entire planet right now, looking to see if it found anything borrowed from my website. And it says no results found for my company in Santa Monica, California. And it does say no copies of the page were found. So the only thing they found were what looks like to me instances of where I have some fairly similar duplicate content on other pages. So that's great. Nobody's copying me. So you might want to check this out yourself if you were thinking maybe someone's borrowed any of your stuff. And I want to close this chapter just by showing that there is in fact something called, where'd it go? I guess I've lost it here. We have something called, there it is. All right. So we have something called the Digital Millennium Act. This was enacted by President Clinton back in 1998, and it's a very famous PDF. And if you do a search in Google for Digital Millennium Act, you'll get this link here. And there's a lot more information about it down here. And if you click on it, there's a nice PDF you can actually save a copy to on your desktop. And you might want to read this because this talks about the Digital Millennium Act and how it applies to things on the internet and online copyright and more. So ignorance is not bliss. You guys don't forget to read this over your Starbucks coffee one day. And check it out and make sure you're knowledgeable. And hold up your fingers and promise me right now that you won't download any more photos and use them on your website, okay? I was a Boy Scout. I'm holding up mine. I will not do this anymore. Scouts honor.